Hey guys, it's your girl Kizzy Rock, and yes, Kizzy Rock is my birth given name. Happy Thursday afternoon. Want to say hey to all my subscribers, new as well as seasoned. I got a word for you. Tap in. Before I start, Satan, I bind you up in the name of Jesus, and you know who you are. The blood is against you. Try me not. You better know what I carry. Point blank, period. Number two, let's talk about something. Listen, let me tell you something, right? Because I know like a lot of people don't like they don't Kizzy, get it together. A lot of people don't know me, right? You guys know me on YouTube, and I'm so grateful, seriously, for your guys' support. And I really am, truly. I'm the nicest, kindest, right? Give it to you raw, yet I love you type of person. But listen, now those who know me know. There's a side of me. Don't try me. This ain't what you want. Trust me when I tell you. Don't try me. And that's all I'm going to say, right? So let's talk about a couple of things. I want to start really quickly about love is not always enough. And then I want to talk about this testimony, honey, that just came through in my comment section when it comes down to obedience and how God will show up and show out if you just move your feet. Child, I'm so excited for sis. If you give God something to work with, honey, he's going to show out. I got about 1,000 stories like that for myself, but I'm going to focus on hers. But let's talk about really quickly. Love is not always enough. See, here's the thing, guys. We can get tied up in situations. I've been there. I've been there. Trust me, honey. Where love is just not always enough. You can love a person, honey, but it's just not, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. You've tried it 1,000 times. You've been together for 97 years, honey, and you spend all of your days trying to make this person change. And your blood pressure, honey, is 473 over 247 because you're so stressed out trying. Listen, you're stressed out because somebody else won't change. And again, no judgment, right? I've been there. No time soon, right? And truth of the matter is, you got to change yourself. When you change yourself, you will not spend a day attempting to change anybody. And see, that's the whole thing. I think a lot of people's missing that. See, when you start to elevate, right? When you start to really get your life in order, you start to heal, etc., etc. The toxic ways that once held you captive, like that's not something you would even entertain. You just don't even have a desire for that kind of energy. This is why it's important to, when you leave a situation, enter a single season. But I think what a lot of people do is they go from relationship to relationship. So it's almost like they leave this toxic person or the toxic person leaves them. Now they're that seed of abandonment is kicking up and flaring up. So now they catch the first dude at the corner or the first woman at the corner, right? To try to soothe that abandonment and that rejection issues that flaring up. And then the saga continues. So you got 10 relationships in less than 6 months. And when really the issue is you. And again, it may not be your fault. It's not your fault that your daddy left you and your mama. It's not your fault that your mother was on crack and you went from foster home to foster home and you were abused. That's not your fault. But the enemy will make you think like all your stuff, right? Everything you struggle with, right? He'll make you feel like the scum of the earth. And it's not your fault. However, again, even though it's not your fault, you have to take accountability to allow God to heal those areas. And again, God is doing a new thing. And this is why, again, so many people are really, 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 really going through that extensive pruning process right now because God is truly, truly trying to level you up, like seriously. So I'm not telling anybody, listen, don't lie on me, right? I'm not telling anybody to leave anybody. But I'm just telling you, honey, when God is really, really ready for you, when God knows that you can't leave on your own, honey, God will snatch that rug and your edges will be snatched at the same time, right? My opinion is just, it seems easier when you can move in obedience with that conviction, right? It's hard then, but it's just different. There's some kind of grace. You might be crying and driving at the same time, but there's some kind of grace when you know God is really, really calling you out of something and you move because of the obedience, regardless of what your flesh feels, versus that rug getting snatched and it looks like the person leave you or, X, Y, and Z. But if you're dealing with those wounds, those self-esteem and rejection issues and things like that, it's very difficult to leave a person. It's very difficult to leave a person because you're not fulfilled. You're not healed. You're not whole. So you're moving from trauma wounds and trauma responses and trauma triggers. So this is why it's crucial to go in a single season intentionally. Like, okay, Lord, obviously I'm the common denominator because I keep, even if the person, because we like to kind of point fingers, right? So let's just say the person is the problem. Like, dude, it's you, dude, right? The person is the problem. But then when you take a look back on past relationships, you have to ask yourself, why am I attracting these same kind of people? So yes, he's the problem because he keeps cheating, right? He's the problem, but then I'm the problem because I keep allowing it. So why am I allowing someone to keep cheating on me, disrespecting me, playing with me all kind of way, etc., etc.? What is it within me? Because when you're healed and when you're whole, you won't tolerate that. And because you won't tolerate it, you repel a certain group of men. Period. You literally repel them. And they know this on the first conversation, right? So you got to get yourself leveled up by allowing God to come in and heal you of all your old trauma wounds from that bad toxic marriage, from that narc abuse, right? From this, and that. Okay. So yeah, guys, someone had emailed me in regards to that. Like, she really loves this person, but it's like they're not compatible. He doesn't want to get married. She does, etc., etc. They've been together for 95 years, honey. But God is really pulling her to a single season. And, listen, sometimes love is just not enough, honey. Ooh, I promise you. Ciao. I want to read really quickly this wonderful testimony, honey, of a good sis who, okay, here it is. Hi, Kizzy. Happy Thursday. Always perfect timing. I am going through a divorce, and I am one of those people feeling pulled to relocate. I'm in Washington State, and I felt like God told me to go to Florida last week. It was in my spirit. I didn't know where I was going, but I decided to go to St. Pete's for 3 days. I bought a one-way ticket to go by myself, and I really didn't know what the heck I was doing. It was like God planned the trip for me. I was just quiet and I listened to what was in my spirit. It was just respite and a fun time. I met some really amazing people. Then my sister-in-law said she could meet me in Miami for 2 nights, and I felt pulled to Miami. I even felt in my spirit what hotel we should stay at. God blessed us with a penthouse. The last famous guest to stay in this penthouse was Cardi B. It happened to be a fashion week and a show that we got into for free. And we had this amazing girls trip. I always was conscious of, okay, Lord, why am I here? Then we met the producer of one of the fashion shows and got invited to New York Fashion Week. God knows how to plan a better girls trip than me. I came home feeling reborn. God bless you, Kizzy. Thank you for delivering what is pressing in your spirit. I am learning to be still and quiet and listen to what is in my spirit. Honey, when I read this message, you couldn't tell me I wasn't in Miami with them. Like, seriously. Like, I was so excited and ignited in my spirit because I have like a million stories like this. Meaning in the sense of, being obedient to the conviction, right? She just felt a pull. She's going through divorce, obviously. God gave her something in her spirit, which was Florida. And see, sometimes that's the whole thing. You may not know the exact location. God may just give you a state or even a country, because I think God is going to really start pulling some of y'all to different countries, us to different countries, right? But the point I'm trying to make here is you won't even have all the details. God would just say go or do, right? And you're just like, but I don't know nobody here, right? And like my good sis here, she just went, not knowing, quote unquote, not knowing what the heck she was doing. And she went to Florida, right? She enjoyed herself in St. Pete, but then felt opposed to Miami. So you see how she went in one location, but then your spirit will convict you to go to the designated place for whatever God has planned for you within that place, right? So sometimes it's a matter of just getting there. You won't always have the ins and outs. You just have the conviction to go. So when you go, then it's like everything just literally starts to unfold, and you will literally meet people just like she did. You will meet, because it's ordained. So you will meet people who will literally give you the hookup like she did. She went into a fashion show for free and got tickets for New York Fashion Week. Now, if she had stayed in Washington and was probably, I don't know what she was doing in Washington. Maybe, I don't know what you do in Washington, honey. I don't even know. I've never been over there. I'm sure it's probably cold. I don't know. If she had stayed in Washington, right, even though she felt a conviction, she would have missed her blessing. And guess what? Oh, honey. And guess what? When she get to New York, if she decides to go, right? Hopefully you go, sis, because God didn't just connect that for no reason. God don't just connect things for no reason, right? It's like a chain link. When you get to New York, or when she gets to New York, watch how God will start to you will meet more people, right? There will be more people who got more connects, and then give you the next a ticket to what's the fashion week in Paris? I guess it's Paris Fashion Week, whatever it's called. I don't know, right? And so on, and so on, and so on, and so on. Sis, I'm so proud of you, because and I'm sure it wasn't easy, right? Because coming from a divorce, then that means you're used to partnership. You're used to having that second person there with you. You went by yourself. So I'm sure you moved even within fear, right? Or even some reservations at times, but you stayed obedient. But most importantly, you stayed connected. That's the whole key. It doesn't matter what's going on around you. You can be in the middle of a zoo, right? But if your spirit is settled and you're intentional about hearing from God, you will hear from God no matter where you are, right? But I'm just so happy and so proud, because you've been in the penthouse. Cardi B done stay there, right? I hope you rebuke it for you. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking, right? Okay. But I know you had a great time, but I'm just so happy for you. And I trust and believe that God has more in store for you. Because I'm telling you guys, that's how God moves a lot of the times. The enemy will have you trying to wait into the perfect, quote unquote, perfect timing. There is none. The enemy will tell you got to wait until this date. You got to wait until you have this amount of money. You got to wait till you lose this amount of pounds. You got to wait until this and that, right? He will make you got to wait until the kids grow up, right? He'll tell you all this stuff, and then you will spend your life trying to organize, create the blueprint, and just you just keep spinning your wheels trying to wait for the perfect time, and there is none. There is none. Not when you feel a conviction to do something. When you feel a conviction, move on that conviction, and God will literally unfold the map for you. And the more you move, the more that map will just unfold and unfold and unfold and unfold. So I hope that testimony, it blessed me. I hope it blessed you guys, just to know again that God is moving. And he didn't say it would be easy. He just said, trust him, right? Just have a little bit of faith, right? You take one step. See, God, let me tell you, I'm still so ignited with this post, because that's acceleration. You figure, okay, well, I'm gonna leave Washington, I'm gonna go to Florida, I'm just gonna go and get me a pedicure and just kind of maybe sit and get some sun, and just relax. That's us. But God is moving at an acceleration. How you went to Miami, right? Or to St. Pete's, end up in Miami, end up in the penthouse, meet somebody when you got into a fashion show for free, then got invited to New York. If that's not acceleration in favor, what is that? If that ain't favor, what is that? If that ain't favor, what is that? Honey, that's favor written all up on it. Point blank period. Point blank period. Child, I'm in my feelings. You guys have a great one. It's your girl, Kizzy Rock.